It's a human error. These things can happen.
Milwaukee election officials had to admit that 5 out of the 9 thumb drives they have that should have contained election results didn't contain election results. So that thing they say never happens happened yet again. Let's take a look.
There are two things. There's the audit log and the results. What we uncovered was that 5 of the sticks had the audit log downloaded and not the results. It's a human error. These things can happen. So basically what we need to do is go back to the operations center and we're going to download out of those 5 machines the results and make sure that it's not the audit log.
Things like this are why Rasmussen recently found out that 46% of Americans agree with the statement, there's a ton of evidence that the 2020 presidential election was rigged. What are some of the other reasons people believe that? Well, remember, in 2020, they radically modified election rules illegally. State bureaucrats and governors did this, not state legislatures, which is what the Constitution dictates should happen. And they did this, why? Because of COVID. That blew holes in election credibility with conservatives everywhere. Then, number 2, when conservatives tried to flag insane things happening, they were censored into oblivion by big tech. I worked in digital publishing at the time, just like I do now, and I witnessed it firsthand. Third thing, when you see video of counting room windows covered up with cardboard, that doesn't really inspire confidence in America's election system and election integrity. 4, remember, Dems didn't want audits, and they don't want voter ID. They fought those things tooth and nail, despite the fact 85% of Americans approve of voter ID. Again, doesn't inspire confidence. 5, remember Zuckerbucks? That was where Mark Zuckerberg dumped $400 million into blue areas to get out the vote. 6, the media was complicit. The Shorenstein Center at Harvard, they ran a study of the 2020 general election coverage. They found CBS's Trump coverage was 95% negative versus 5% positive. That was the most negative recorded for a recent nominee, while Biden's coverage on CBS was 89% positive. And of course, we know in 2024, thanks to the Media Research Center, that 92% of coverage of Trump going into that election was negative. Combine all 6 of those things, and you get widespread distrust in the entire American election system. Now, was this human error the way she claimed? Maybe, but because they destroyed distrust of the system in 2020, it's hard to believe anything they say. The easiest way to fix this for Democrats is to approve of the Save America Act, but they refuse to, despite the fact that 85% of voters want voter ID, and that includes 70+% of Black Americans. And until Democrats get serious about restoring election integrity in the US, which they won't because they don't want election integrity, confidence in American elections is only going to decrease. And that ultimately ends in only one way, folks: absolute chaos. For the Western Journal, I'm Josh Manning.